Attention, all views and opinions expressed in this video and channel are for educational purposes only.
All right, so listen, I honestly don't know if you're like me, but I'm kind of a people watcher, you know, and like I literally love to go to the mall or someplace shopping area and just sit and watch people. The shopping aspect of it is not so much, you know. I'm kind of a black t-shirt kind of guy, you know, and some blue jeans maybe, you know, but I do really like to watch the people out there. I'm kind of a student of the customers aspect of it. And, you know, I started noticing something about 10 years ago. I started paying attention to how people really reacted within stores and the different kind of stores, because, you know, the Dollar General or the Dollar Tree or you know, Five Below or whatever, those places are different than, say, Coach or Brooks Brothers or Polo or Louis Vuitton, or, you know, for some aspects, a Nike shop. You know, I started noticing something, and I thought maybe you all would get something out of this. So I thought I would, you know, put it together here. I was just thinking along the lines of high spending customers. They don't shop like everyone else. I don't know if you've paid attention, if you've ever went into a shop like that and maybe it was a little more than you wanted to spend, but you just wanted to look. And I understand that too, because that's me 24/7. You know, those people don't rush. They don't argue every dollar. They don't hunt for a cheap option. Like at Land Rover, they know what the price is going to be when they walk in. They got a good idea. If they're not finding what they like in the lot, they're not afraid to go in and build it, order it, put a down payment down on it for whatever amount it is. And believe it or not, it's not very expensive. But if you don't pay for it, you only get it once. And they get that thing in, and, you know, they know what they're doing. But here's what a lot of shop owners misunderstand. These customers decide whether they trust your shop almost immediately. And when trust is present, price becomes far less important. So let's talk about what they notice the moment they walk in. Let's talk about it. All right, so you may know it or not. I don't know. I'm a Land Rover guy, Range Rover guy. I drive a Land Rover Defender. I've had 6 now, and up until this last year, I had 2 at any given time, and I got rid of my Range Rover, and I just didn't drive it. Didn't make any sense to have it and pay all that insurance. But the one thing I think I always noticed when I walk into Land Rover, even to this very day, I notice professionalism and not flash. Serious buyers aren't impressed by chaos disguised as energy. Like when I go to Vegas, man, and I walk through the malls that are there, because, you know, I do it just to burn energy, to get tired because I'm really ramped up from the show or something. And, you know, I go into some of those high-end places, and it's more, you know, graphic tees and, you know, higher end, that type of thing. But, you know, I noticed that it's chaotic, man, and it looks like energy. It's just not. You know, I always look for signals like clean floors, intentional lighting. I want to see the displays are organized, real clear pricing. I don't want to have to, you know, do any divide and add, you know, for the percentage off. I want to see a professional environment, because that communicates predictability. Predictability kind of feels safe, you know, and I tend to spend bigger when I feel safe in that environment. Smoke shop owners, presentation is everything. If your store looks like a garage sale, your customers aren't going to take you seriously. Displayarama.com has every fixture you need: racks, showcases, slat walls, counters, mannequins, all in stock, ready to ship fast. Upgrade your look, boost your sales, and save some cash. Use my code ChadWade5 to get 5% off your order. Displayarama, real fixtures, real fast, recommended by me, Chad, here at Chad Wade TV. All right, number 2, I always scan for effort. And I like to think I'm more of a high value customer because I'm not really worried about the money. If I want it, I'm getting it. I'm incredibly perceptive. I can tell when a space is well maintained. I've had several stores, and especially versus where it's just merely being operated. I notice dust. I notice burnout lights. I notice sloppy signage. And these details quietly suggest very low standards, and the low standards just destroy my confidence in that store. So, an effort I have always learned is that effort attracts higher spenders. Plain and simple. If the store looks great, it's probably there. All right, so number 3, I evaluate space, like really evaluate it. Like a crowded store feels transactional at best. A spacious store feels more established. Like when you walk into Land Rover, you got 3 or 4 cars in the showroom on one side, which is usually Land Rover. Jaguar is usually on the other. And then over there, you may have, 2, 3, 4 cars, depends on what they're showing. But it's never cram-packed. You don't feel like you're having to raise your arms to go in between them or anything of that nature. And so you pay attention to that. And I know I'm talking a lot about Land Rover, but you go into Porsche, you only see 4 or 5 cars in their front showroom as well, and they're usually $250,000, $300,000. And I know this is maybe not what you guys want to be hearing and talking about. I want to feel like when I walk into this place that they don't have to show me everything; they just got to show me the best. And I think that about shops as well. Space signals success. It tells customers this business is definitely not struggling. And no one wants to make large purchases in environments that feel unstable. Because they don't feel like they're going to get the support. Number 4, I get a pretty read on the team that's in the building pretty quick. Usually, before speaking to anyone, I can observe if the staff is composed, what are they wearing, and I'm not so much worried about, a sales girl being in, heels and a skirt, and hair all done up, makeup thick, I'm not looking at that. I could care less if the dude's in khakis and a polo versus a shirt and a tie. I could care less. I just want to know that they're alert, they're professional, and they're confident. Because, confidence is magnetic. But, if I see uncertainty, like where I start talking to somebody about a vehicle or a product I'm looking at, that uncertainty, it just spreads fast. And I just can't be involved in that. And I just kind of walk away, hey, thanks, man. Because I know I didn't get anything out of that whole deal. Number 5, I like emotional comfort. Okay. And I'm not alone here. Buyers don't enjoy tension. We tend to gravitate towards environments that feel calm and controlled. And when the atmosphere lowers our guard, decision-making becomes a hell of a lot easier. And, and easier decisions often equal larger transactions. No 2 ways about it. Now look, higher spenders don't chase price. We tend to chase confidence. All right. And when a shop owner builds the confidence, you attract the customer that is more higher end. If you're a shop owner, just ask yourself honestly, if a real high end serious buyer walks in today, what is my shop signal? Is it stable? Is it professional? Is it consistent? Or does it look like every other smoke shop? Does it look like every other retail shop? Average environments attract average tickets. It's just the way it is. So if your shop looks like everybody else's, your $20 handpipe is just a $20 handpipe. No 2 ways about it. You can't even tell them nothing else. Remember, guys, you don't attract high-spending customers by accident. You attract them by raising the standard of the room. You got to upgrade the signals. And when you do, you'll upgrade the shopper. I'll see you in the next one.